and welcome. This is Mira with Miracle Motivational Messages, and I'm here checking in on you, checking in to see if you're remembering to monitor your mind and your emotions. Our goal is to remember that our thoughts and our emotions attract things into our life. And so we want to make sure that we're doing our best to stay at our highest vibrational frequencies so that we can attract higher things into our life. Now, of course, sometimes there's a lot going on and you have no control over what's going on around you. And when you find yourself spinning out of control, then you're going to find yourself vibrating at a lower frequency. And I want to give you a few tips where you can try your best to have a little bit control of your mind and control of your emotions. So one of the ways you can do that is to start every day off in prayer and meditation. Prayer reminds us that we're not in control, that we can give our problems over to God. We can let Him take control over some of the things that go on in our life that we have no control over. And then you want to learn to practice to meditate. When you meditate, you're learning to clear your mind. When you're clearing your mind, now you're allowing positive things to flow through you. You are literally made up like a magnet. You're made up like a magnet, and depending what's in your mind and what's going on, your feelings, those are the things that you will bring to you. You can bring people into your life that's matching your feelings. You can bring situations in your life that's matching your feelings. So here are a few key things that you can do to help yourself to monitor those feelings or to stay in those better feeling frequencies. Prayer, meditation, food. Monitor the food that you're eating. You want to eat food that brings you a little bit more energy. There's food out here that can give us energy, like fresh fruits and vegetables, drinking plenty of water. And there's foods that can zap our energy, take all of our energy away from us. And we notice it right away when we eat those foods. Lots of sugary foods, lots of processed food, fried foods, different meats. It's things that can instantly take the energy away from us because foods can vibrate at a low frequency and foods can vibrate at a higher frequency. So you want to find to put the proper foods into your body. And then you want to do things like we discussed last week. You want to get into nature. Maybe take a nice relaxing bath, put some essential oils in the water. You want to do things that just relax you, keep you in a great peace of mind. Get into nature. Go for a walk. Get into the garden. Do things that can bring you higher energies. So last week we discussed that we were having a book for the month. And our book for the month was Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. And we discussed that this is a book about change and how you deal with change. So in this book they discuss 4 characters. And what was happening with these characters is massive change coming to their life. So they described Sniff and Scurry. And they all lived in this maze. And in this maze, they had to get up every day and get up and go out and find what they were looking for. And what they were looking for was cheese. And so sooner or later, they all discovered that the cheese that they were looking for was at Cheese Station C. And Cheese Station C had plenty of cheese. So they described Sniff and Scurry as 2 characters, 2 mice who had simple brains, but they had good instincts. And then they described Hem and Haw as 2 characters who were highly intelligent, but their brains were filled with many beliefs and emotions. And sometimes these could block them from making proper decisions. They was not operating on their instincts and their intuition. They were operating on their belief and their emotions. And sometimes those emotions brought them lots of fear and anxiety. So as they all got excited and happy as they went through the maze, and they all discovered Cheese Station C, where there was so much cheese, enough for everybody. And so they all would get up early, run over to Cheese Station C, get all the cheese they want, eat till they were full, go back home at the end of the day. And they did this over and over again. And so after a while, him and Haw started to say, there's so much cheese at Cheese Station. We don't have to get up so early every day. We can sleep in a little late now. We know Cheese Station C is there. We're comfortable. It's there. We're good. Sniff and Scurry, on the other hand, always thinking ahead, always ready to go. They get up early regardless. And they started to notice as they were getting up earlier and earlier, things were changing. They started looking around and they started noticing things were changing. First of all, the cheese was deplenishing. It wasn't as much cheese as it used to be, but they noticed that. And so their instincts was telling them, we might have to go find another space to get cheese at. But they continued to go to Cheese Station C, and after a while, they got up one morning and all the cheese were gone. Just like that, the cheese was gone. But their instincts had been telling them all along that they were going to have to make a change. So they didn't sweat, they didn't fuss. When they got there, they said, wow, I knew this was going to happen, but that's okay. We found this cheese and we can get out of here. We can find more cheese. Sniff will sniff and Scurry will move out real fast. Go find some more cheese. We're not going to sit here. We're not going to complain. We're not going to try and figure this out. There's no cheese. We need to move. When him and Haw arrived, they were devastated. They couldn't believe what was going on. There was no cheese. All the work they did to build this, to find this, they went through this maze. They remember getting lost. They remember all the hassle it took them just to find this cheese. How much cheese it used to be here every day. And now you mean to tell me it's gone? What? I'm not just going to sit here and take this. Somebody going to bring me some cheese. You owe me. You owe me something. You took my cheese. Oh, you going to give me something. So they thought. But nothing came to them. Sniff and Scurry was moving. They were looking. They had made changes. And they found there were more cheese stations. They didn't have to stay at Cheese Station C. They found them another cheese station. More cheese, more variety of cheese, different types of cheese. And they found that when things change, you have to change. Him and Haw were frustrated. They were arguing amongst each other. You know, I don't believe this. They started to get upset. They started to just argue, become frustrated. They were vibrating at lower frequency, and they were not attracting anything positive into their life whatsoever. And they started to realize that this is not comfortable. But I don't know what to do. Him just was frustrated. He was scared. He could not imagine even getting back out there, going through that maze. You know, what if we get lost? When Haw, on the other hand, he started to sit back and imagine. I can just imagine more cheese out there. It got to be a better way. Sniff and Scurry's probably just enjoying cheese, and we're sitting here trying to figure this out. So we're going to stop right there, and we're going to stop right there, and we're going to remember that when things change, you have to be willing to change. And you have to put yourself in the mindset. You have to get your emotions ready. As you start to notice things are changing, you have to be willing to make a change. So we're going to come back. We have one more week of Who Moved My Cheese. We're going to sum this all up to see what is the best things that we can do to trust our intuition, trust our instincts, and be in the place where we're paying attention to what our bodies are telling us. So this is Amira with Miracle Motivational Messages, and I will see you next week to continue our studies.